Hello everybody and welcome to Gustav answering your questions, starring myself. Yes, that is true. However, I'm not gonna answer all the questions, but before I answering your specific questions, I'm just gonna answer one very frequent question. And that is about my tutorial for how to make the pipe rifle, which I actually have stopped answering stuff there, because now the only things that are coming in is like, why don't you make a working gun? I can't, because it's quite illegal to do it here in Sweden. We have very strict gun laws and I don't want to end up in prison. So I'm not gonna do that, so you can stop answering those questions. Anyway, let's get going. So, first question is, would you like to build a minigun from Fallout 4? Maybe. I have already built several miniguns and I have one video of that minigun, so you can just take that and modify it from it. But who knows, maybe I will rebuild it at some point, but not particularly right now. Do something from Stargate SG-1. Maybe. I will watch that series and see if I can build anything from it. I have not really watched that more than like a couple of episodes. Why do you YouTube and what inspired you, is someone asking, and I have a very good answer for that, because I wanted to find some kind of show, a tutorial channel that you like tutorials every week that are like movie based, because Indie that I was a really big fan of, seeing how they built stuff, they stopped. And I didn't find anyone else. I'm like, why don't do it myself? I want to make a YouTube channel I would like to watch. Like I have with my terrible movies. I have made 4 of them right now. It's movies I would like to watch. So that's like, I'm making these things I would like to watch. And so I think other people also would like to watch the things I like. Possibly not, but that's the origin story of the whole thing, yes. And on the topic of origin story, actually the next question is by no coincidence. First is a request for me to build a gun from Macross. Possibly that will happen. And also that they want to know about my very old costumes and how I started to build like my first costumes and so on. And the thing is that here's the origin story of my life, and we need props for this. So I'm back. Well, it started like this. When I was about 6 years old or something, I saw a picture of the alien monster from Alien. I'm like, Mom, what's that? And she said, oh, it's some kind of a movie monster. And then my mom's friends came by. And she's a massive old school nerd. And she's like, that's the most monster from Alien. This guy made the monster, designed it, H.R. Geiger. So my mom, who is a good mom, actually bought me this book. But you see how incredibly like worn out this thing is. I bought myself a new, more readable one. And if you don't know who H.R. Geiger is, he's basically a nightmare artist who started in the 60s making this kind of nightmarish things. And I was like totally super duper inspired. I actually brought this book to school at one point, and my teacher like, oh, that's strange, another phone is ringing. Anyway, so when I was like 8, I decided I want to make monsters in movies when I grow up. And then I tried to do that, which has been kind of hard here in Sweden due to there are basically not really any education. And when the education actually popped up, I had actually learned all the skills so I called them like, oh, what can I learn from you? Like, oh, we have silicon, so you're gonna teach me how to pour silicon into a mold? Yes. I think I can do that at home. And then also internet speed picked up and so on, so well, you can watch tutorials and you just could actually learn things by yourself without actually going to, because the hard thing about learning stuff for yourself, I have noticed, that is like you need to know the word for what things are. Like, oh, we need this thing. What is the word for it? It looks like a lightsaber, by the way, but this is a camera thing. Terrible example, like, oh yeah, what is this? substance in this Jarl used to? What, do you put it on your face to cast it? What's the name of that? Oh, it's alginate. And when you have the word, it gets so much easier. And so on. So, yeah, basically when you go to education about makeup and stuff, and I could be really wrong here, it's that they teach you what the things are and what their name are so you can find them. But I think you should actually practice things very much, and that's the key to be good at something. And also have a lot of imagination. A little bit long segment there, but next question. Next question. Will you answer questions? Absolutely not. That's a terrible thing to do. How much would a woodchuck shuck if a woodchuck shuck would... a woodcock. Next question. From the same person. How do I get a girlfriend? I will show you. And that's how you get a girlfriend. Next question. Do you have a girlfriend? Now I have. Next question is also a very frequent one. Learn to spell correctly. I can't. I'm heavily dyslexic, and that's not a sarcastic answer. I have very, very hard to learn to spell. So that's why I'm making videos where I can talk and don't have to worry about spelling. Can you make a plasma rifle from the old school Doom game? There is a Doom game coming up, and I have a Doom costume. Put this 2 and 2 together. Will you do giveaways? Yes. Do you support Donald Trump? No, because I can't vote, because I'm not American. Who would win in a fight between Batman and Superman? I don't care. But let's make a simulation. I'm Superman. I'm justice and stuff. And oh, Batman is coming. And then Superman died because Batman had a kryptonite bumper in the front. 1% doesn't tolerate foreigners. And that's how Batman gets charged with hate crime. Can you make a power fist? Possibly yes, so I can fist things with my fist of fisting. Fist. The orange pants, tell me all about them. I will. Here they are. Orange working pants from road construction in Sweden on my last job on a company where we got these to protect ourselves, and also they're going to be changed them out to other colors, so there were many left over, so I took some of them home with me because I had a really messy, dirty job. But you see, they come in very, very orange color with blue knees and reflective under things here. They are great for everything when it comes to messy work, and which I do. And as you see, I have multiple of them. They are fashionable. I will be a queen on the runway. Oh, I just successful. Can you teach me Swedish? Yes, but in a very easier way. Go to IKEA and then try to figure out what the fuck you have bought if you don't know Swedish. That is very hard for many people. Next question. Can you make a dying light zombie mask? Yes, I possibly can. I will just have to watch the game or play it. I heard it's really good, but Due to I have terrible internet where I'm living, I can absolutely not play on online games. So also, for you who ask that, I can't play online games because it will eat up all my capacity I've paid for in like less than a day. And also, it isn't stable enough. Next questions. Did you expect the person from Canada watching? No, I don't expect a person from Canada watching. I expect people from Sweden and possibly, you know, people I have encountered all my trips to different countries in Europe to watching. But no, there's actually 50% Americans watching, and I have not been there yet, and not even Canada. But I'm very grateful for everyone who's watching and actually leave fantastic feedback and also very not fantastic feedback. But that's very okay because I am a big fan of insult comedy. So if you write like, I hope you die, I will probably answer in some sarcastic, fantastic way because I love that kind of things. Make the alien blaster from Fallout 4. Yes, maybe. You all like Fallout very much. I also do that. So, possibly, yes. Next question is, would you prefer to marry a cat or an otter, and why? That's a very good question. A very good question. I do have 3 cats and I do like them very much. The workshop cat is not in here right now. But, well, there was this Swedish designer, I think it was Karl Lagerfeld. I actually need to research this. It probably completely wrong. Anyway, some very famous like old guy who is a designer and stuff. He wanted to marry his cat because he liked it that much, and he also spent a ridiculous amount of money on his cat. I don't think he's living in Sweden anymore, but that was a very strange thing. Yes, he wanted to do this completely unironically. But I don't know, I've never encountered an otter. I will answer this question properly when I have met an otter. Maybe they are better, I don't know. Or do they spy on us? Full setup tour. Yeah, why not? At least some part of it. So, we zoom out from this computer into this room where I am sitting and building stuff. You have seen this purple chair several times. It's a bit messy in here right now, but I'm trying to clean things up. Here we have the kitchen, where we have the all-important coffee maker, which makes Swedish living a lot easier. We need a lot of coffee. And here we have the collection of crap I'm using. There we have the, well, stand-in girlfriend in the last answering. And I have very well sorted all my nuts and bolts, and my batteries, and my power tools, and a singing fish. And the table, there I'm making really large stuff, and this corner is everything, it's a little bit of a mess, but whatever. You see, I have some kind of old props, things, stuff here, and also all the other things which I actually try to build things from. And if we go back here, watching these boxes is filled with old plastic stuff, sorted, so I can build things from it. And upstairs, it's the sewing department, which I possibly will sew something in the future. And if we go out here, we have stuff I try to get with me to my storage. And if we walk out this fantastic door and closing it after us is the house where I'm living. It's over there, and this is a barn, which we have crap outside. And if we get ourselves in here, into the light bottom. And this is my barn, where I will put in the lights, possibly. Here is the part of an old set, which I have converted into a painting room, where we have an in-progress tutorial lying here, waiting to be finished. For you who can guess what it is, knock yourself out. And old models, and old costumes, and chemicals, and the Fat Man, and other things in here. And if we go back a little bit into this room here, it's where we have my big storage of plastic crap. Sorted by pipes, toy guns, plastic stuff, more plastic stuff, even more plastic stuff, because I do old plastic stuff builds, if you haven't noticed, and some foams, and more stuff, and bottles, and things, and PVC pipes, and a lot of things. But let's get going to the storage of terrible lighting up these stairs here. We have very much old stuff, like the knight armor I built. And here we have several years of costuming. I have my Halo costume down there, the Gears of War costume, parts of the Gaivic costume, one of the Fallout armors, and a life-size solid snake statue, and lots of snowman monsters and things. It's actually quite of empty shelves here because I have reorganized to try to fill them with better stuff, because this place needs to be cleaned up. So you will see this in the most terrible things. And here we have some other stuff. I just have like this prototype gun that we hopefully will show up in something next year. And a bunch of other stuff that is very hard to film due to it's so goddamn dark up here. But you see, this is a lot of things. And even here, up here, we have even more stuff, like larger things, like styrofoams, and mattresses, and boxes, and catastrophe, and political posters, which I have a lot of. And, well, that's about it, I think. I hope that was satisfying. Next question. Can you make something from the Predator franchise? Yes. I can probably update this thing I made when I was like 14 years old, so yes, I can probably make something better. So, yes. That might also happen at a point. Zombie apocalypse or alien attacking the world. I think the zombie apocalypse kind of is quite unlikely to happen, but it's a fun scenario to think about. But I don't think it will happen, because I think they're just gonna die off by themselves, and then a lot of people are not gonna be affected by it, because, you know, they live on the countryside like I do. There is no people around, so and also I think they are kind of slow in eating people, and I think you can shoot many of them on sight, so I don't think it's likely that will happen, but whatever. So I think aliens with greater technology coming here and fuck us over, I think that's more likely, yes. So I think that's a bigger threat. Next question. You're like me, we both play the ridiculous and stupid to be funny, and it our works. Absolutely! It does! Did you build your house? Yes, part of it. Me and my dad actually have built this place I'm sitting in, with the money my mom inherited from my grandpa when he's died. Can you build more of the X1 armor? Yeah, in the future. I will probably try to do that, because it's cool. Well, so that was the question I ever received so far. I would like to thank you all for actually giving me this many questions. I thought like 2 people would ask questions, but there's a lot of... I felt like it was more questions than was views on this clip, but yes. I have reached 1,240 something at the moment subscribers. Let me just check it last time here, if I'm correctly at this moment here. No, it's 1,250. Thank you all. I hope you like what I'm doing, that I can teach you things and so. And I would like to end this also by saying that a lot of people have written to me asking me if they can buy stuff from me. I say, yes, you can. I usually reply very fast to that. So check your inboxes and comments and stuff like that. So, because I'm not very expensive when it comes to selling these things, because I want to have more space to build more stuff. But I have to thank you, all of you, for submitting questions, and please check out me on my Facebook page if you want to have like updates on what's gonna be up in the near future, or just keep watching these things. Thank you all very, very much.